Dear parents and students, welcome to this presentation on subject options. My name is Michael Howley and my role in Gort Community School is as a careers guidance counsellor. And I'm delighted that you've chosen to come here. As a guidance counsellor, one of my primary responsibilities is to help students and parents to make informed choices, and that is the theme of this short presentation. So in this presentation, we're going to view the wide range of subjects we have available at Gort Community School. We're going to understand the options because there are choices that have to be made. We have to also consider consequences because with one subject in particular, it may have an impact further down the line. And we have to find further information. I'll show you where to find information about different subjects so you can do a little bit more research for yourself. Mandatory subjects are subjects that must be taken by all students. They include English, Irish and Maths, History, Geography, Science, CSPE, SPHE, Religious Education and Physical Education. Irish is also a mandatory subject, but there are certain exceptions. For example, if a student has an exemption certificate from primary school or possesses a psychological report which recommends not taking a language at second level, or if a student has lived abroad and returned to Ireland after the age of 12. In these cases, students may not have to take Irish at second level. This page is taken from Department of Education and Science guidelines on qualifying for exemptions from Irish. You can pause the video and read the text. At Gort Community School, we offer two modern languages, French and Spanish. Students who do not wish to study either French or Spanish are required to have an Irish exemption certificate. In the next slide, I will explain the implications of not having a language when it comes to third level choices. In this slide, we have the implications of not having a language in one's Leaving Cert. A third language is required to gain entry to certain faculties in the above colleges: NUI Galway, University College Dublin, Maynooth University and University College Cork. The fancy word for this is matriculation, and without the third language, students cannot enter the Faculty of Medicine, Arts and Humanities, Commerce, Home Economics in NUI Galway, and lots of therapies in these colleges. If a student has an exemption, however, from Irish or a third language, they don't need a language, as they will have a language exemption. But the vast majority of students will need a language to study in the above faculties. A student doesn't need a third language in order to study nursing, engineering, science, information technology in the NUI colleges. And you don't need a third language to study in any Institute of Technology or the University of Limerick, DCU or Trinity College Dublin. Here's a short summary. There's no third language required for entry to the University of Limerick, Trinity College Dublin, Dublin City University, any Institute of Technology, any post-Leaving Cert course, apprenticeships, engineering, science, computing at the NUI universities. But you do need a third language for arts courses, medicine, therapies, business, law, psychology in NUI Galway, UCD, UCC or the University of Maynooth. You also need a third language for the cadetship to become an officer in the Irish Army, Navy or Air Force. So this is important stuff to think about, and the decision has to be made before entry to secondary school. The first year subject options: visual art, business studies, home economics, engineering, French, music, graphics, applied technology, wood technology, or Spanish. Please enter your child's top 4 preferences, ensuring that a language subject is chosen as your number 1. Students not wishing to study French or Spanish are required to have an Irish exemption certificate. You can find more information on each of the subjects at gortcs.com. On the homepage, you'll see a banner for the careers website, and there's a parents article on the left hand side, and this article contains lots of useful links. On this slide you see the homepage of courtcs.com, and underneath the banner photo you see GCS careers page. By clicking on this link you'll be led to the information on first year subject choices. In this slide you see the landing page for the careers website on the top left, and on the left hand side of that you can see underneath the green banner you see the list of articles. By clicking on the first article, Options for First Years 21-22, you'll come across a web page with all the links to excellent websites. On the right hand side you'll see a page from Careers Portal in which you see the practical subjects. Now all of the other subjects are there as well when you scroll down. By clicking on one of those you get to very detailed information on each subject. Click on one of the subjects, you end up on pages like this. I scroll down on the page for Wood Technology, and at the bottom of the page you can see the full curriculum. You can view and download materials, Woodwork Materials Technology Wood fact sheet, and for every subject there's a fact sheet. Fact sheets look like the page on the right hand side here, Technical Graphics as an example, and you can view each of those and do further research into every subject by simply following the links on this website. Here's an example of the science fact sheet. Lots of useful information here. What will I learn in science? How will I learn science in school? How can I learn more about science outside of school? How will you know how you're getting on? What's the junior cert science like? Is it like anything like primary school? Will science have anything to do with other subjects I'm studying? And on the second page, there's lots more useful information, including locations where you can find out more about science and different subjects. So every single junior cert subject has one of these fact sheets, and they can all be accessed through the links that I showed you. Thank you for listening to this presentation. And before we go, I'd like to finish off with a few tips. It's important to discuss the options at home. Look at the links on the GCS Careers webpage. There's lots of useful information there. Do contact the school if your son or daughter has an exemption from Irish. At Gort Community School we have a wide range of subjects for junior cycle, and the same applies to Leaving Cert. I'm delighted that you've chosen to come to Gort Community School, and I look forward to seeing you next September.